I want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution, where we talk about everything crypto almost daily, jumping right into the market. Bitcoin weekly chart. So constantly bring up the weekly to you because this key support level right here, about 25,000, needs to hold to prevent a move down to potentially around 21,000, right? Might even wick down a little bit lower. Very key support, right? Macro bullish for this thing to take off, you got to break 31,800. Bitcoin 4-hour chart. So this is the concern right now. You've got a possible double top. All right, you've already had this key trend line where you see this bounce, this bounce, this bounce, and you broke this level with some volume. So that's not a good sign. The next hurdle for the bulls is to try to hold this key support level, right? You lose it, you take the measured move, this pattern, and it brings you down close to 20,000. Might wick down lower though. So you're looking at that double top confirmation would take place if you lose this support level. So will you get some type of bounce, relief rally? You've got all the major moving averages coming down as resistance. So that's a big test for the Bitcoin bulls. See if they can hold this level. This is the Bitcoin daily chart. We're going to talk about the halving a little bit more today because we've still got to get there. But historically, after the halving, you've seen parabolic price action for an extended period of time. But the key is, what do we do until we get there? Now, we've seen run-ups happen 2 months before, 4 months before. Some people were talking about, is it already priced in? So again, we're going to talk about a lot of ideas in just a second. I've got some amazing shout outs to give in my trading group. We've been killing it in the leverage group where you get $100 off. Go to cryptorev.net, use leverage100, the coupon code for $100 off for 6 months. You can use leverage 200 for $200 off 13 months. And that's where we're making all the money right now. We had to adjust to what the market's given us, and we have 101%, 96%, 59, 49, H bar for 126%. So again, banger after banger after banger. You've got to just make a change, right? When Bitcoin's boring, put some leverage behind these trades. I mean, this person hit 1,700%, 1,300%, huge bangers. MEXC has been amazing for leverage trading. Trading with leverage, try MEXC. Use the VIP link in the description. You get half price trading fees. And if you make your first deposit, you get a ton of reward bonuses, depending on how much you deposit and how much you trade. Bitcoin supply on exchanges continues falling. It's at the lowest level in nearly 6 years. This is the percentage of Bitcoin that hasn't moved in 3 years. It's just sitting there, right? Obviously, it's increasing. People are just holding. All-time high of 40%. I want to make sure you guys understand the halving. Like, what is it exactly? Why is it going to make the price of Bitcoin increase? The halving takes place every 4 years, right? So the reward for Bitcoin mining is cut in half. So right now, each block contains 6.25 Bitcoin. There's about 900 new Bitcoin mined every day. So they're saying a majority of the Bitcoin that's mined, and I could possibly argue that there's going to be certain points when miners are selling. Go to Google. Miners were seen unloading record amounts of Bitcoin to exchanges. Publicly listed miners sold 100% or more of their output in May. Bitcoin miners, I don't think they're going to sell all the time. You had a run up 100%, 15,000 to 30,000. You know, so I definitely think the miners pay attention to what the charts look like as far as these run-ups. I don't think they're dumping the lows. I mean, but they got to pay their power, right? They got to pay the power. At these prices, it amounts to about $23 million in Bitcoin, causing like this constant sell pressure on the market every day. Over a week, it's 163 million, and in a month, about 700 million in sell pressure, right? So you could argue to maintain the current price of Bitcoin, you've got to have buyers buying $700 million a month. So with the halving, the Bitcoin halving, which is scheduled for April 2024, exact date changes. right? So the block rewards will be cut in half. So instead of 6.25 Bitcoin per block, you're going to see 3.125 Bitcoin in each block. So this is going to obviously cut the amount of Bitcoin that's created every day in half. Instead of 900 Bitcoin per day, you're only going to see 450 Bitcoin per day. You cut the supply in half of anything. If demand stays the same or increases, the price goes up, period. On demand. Miners get the transaction fees with the Bitcoin that comes from the blocks that are mined. Right now, miners in the US are spending $17,000 for each Bitcoin, which is still generating substantial profits, depending on the price of electricity, obviously. So they're only going to be making half of the current profits. So the idea is that the price is going to need to increase significantly. You'll have reduced sell pressure, and this is going to cause an important role in the price of Bitcoin going a lot higher, right? And then you get the hype factor. Again, there's a pre-halving hype factor. Like any other buy the hype, sell the news rally that you see with any type of mainnet launch, testnet launch, airdrops, etc. Right? So again, Bitcoin is solid. Going to see amazing prices out of Bitcoin over the long term. And this is what's going to bring all the new money into the market, right? Because Bitcoin's a poster child for crypto. So we need poster child for crypto to go up in price. So everybody on the news is talking about it. Everybody, maybe you guys bought in near the top because everybody's talking about it because it's going up crazy amounts every day, right? You guys remember this back here? Look at this price action. The halving was right here. And the price action ran up from 10,000 all the way to 65,000. I mean, can you imagine some of these candles? You're getting a run up from 26,300 to 35,000 in a week. Right, look at this solid candle here. $38,000 Bitcoin is a week later, $49,000. This is the parabolic rally that we see in these cycles, right? The halving is very pivotal because you're cutting the amount of Bitcoin created in half, then parabolic run-ups afterwards. So bull run rally. In 2017, you actually saw Ethereum, after Bitcoin topped out at 19,700, you saw Ethereum peak about 30 days later, right? So altcoins continued to run after Bitcoin topped out. Then when Bitcoin pulls back, especially here, huge dump and everything fell apart. Obviously, FTX, Celsius, BlockFi, all that nonsense. It was a very tough bear market. If you're here right now watching this channel, you're going to win because you've made it this far. Right now, we've just got to make it to the halving and pre-halving run-up. What we see and how soon will it be, right? So I'll keep you updated on these ideas. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't really like price targets because they get you stuck a lot of the times. They're talking about $148,000 Bitcoin after the halving. Pantera Capital. They are a crypto venture capital firm, and they're using the stock to flow ratio metric for its analysis. But a lot of this has to do with, like, they talk about the Bitcoin halving, obviously, right? And they talk about XRP's ruling, which we want to see that stand. That will set a precedent where all the altcoins all of a sudden that have been targeted, or everybody in the United States that's, you know, having a tough time trading some of these altcoins because they're securities. XRP sets precedent with the win over the SEC. But now the SEC is going to come back and challenge that idea. Also, BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved and the market's going to take off because they have $10 trillion worth of assets under management. Imagine everybody that's currently using BlackRock, they get an email, hey, we're offering Bitcoin spot right now. I think it was like 600,000 inquiries that we're seeing across multiple investment providers where everybody wants to get in Bitcoin. They're trying to figure out how to do it. We're still at that point, which is odd. I mean, we've got futures that has been trading, but that's like paper trading. It's not the same thing. So a spot ETF is really going to give the fuel to the fire of the next parabolic rally for Bitcoin. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment in the comment box. I'll see you guys tomorrow.